My favourite part of the legacy is the varieties of fruit, where I've tracked down as many Welsh varieties as I could. Now, was Frederick, pear, and Breakwell seedling. So that was my starting point. I then went round the farms, interviewed farmers, talked to people, made cider and perry from rare and unusual trees, and gradually built up the list of Welsh varieties, sending graftwood every February to Paul Davis at Dollahirian in Llandilo. And he then propagated them and made them commercially available. So these old varieties were being propagated and sent out to not just Wales but parts of England as well. I found a Gwehelog tree, or Gwehelog trees, at Butford Organics in Herefordshire, for example. I was probably a generation or two too late to find out the names of the trees. So I'd go to a farm. A typical thing would be Grandad would have known the name of these trees. So I had a tree. What do? You just ignore it, let the tree die, and that's genetic is gone forever? Or I decided to do my very best to identify, say, a Perry pear. Let's say Gwehelog is an example, which is from the hamlet of Gwehelog, south of Raglan. So I take pears to the big apple at Helen's house every autumn and go to the Perry pear expert there. Maybe they could be identified, maybe they couldn't. If they couldn't, I checked the Perry pear books. With the Gwehelog, I actually took them to see Ray Williams. I drove to Bristol with some samples, and Ray wasn't in the best of health. He said, leave them with me and I'll let you know if I think... No, I said, Ray, I've come all this way. Would you mind if we just sat down together and you talk me through it? So we got his book out with the key at the start of the book, and we went through, and one of the pears I had was Winners Longdon. Used the key, Winners Longdon. Fantastic. It's an English variety. It's not Welsh. I can rule that one out. The Gwehelog, I opened the bag up and he went, oh, I've never seen anything like it. So if the Perry pear expert of history doesn't recognise that pear, you know it's a new variety. I called it Gwehelog after the hamlet. I made it, sold it. The landlord of the Boar's Head at Pontyclean absolutely loved it. He was drinking it himself. There's a lot of work, but I managed to narrow down these varieties, and luckily the DNA analysis that's been done recently has kind of backed up my thoughts that these are virtually all unique varieties. Now, in his book, Ray Williams said that outside Gloucestershire there's probably only about half a dozen varieties. Now, I said to him, what basis do you have for that statement? And he said, I haven't. It's just a guess. And I think that pretty much every village, every hamlet, every area in Monmouthshire would have had his own cider apples and Perry pears.